Since there's an ongoing Tacoma shortage, what are your options? Well, good morning, everybody. How are you today? Pretty good here. So with the current Toyota Tacoma shortage, what do you do? How do you get that Toyota Tacoma? How do you scratch that itch? If you're in the market and you're looking for a Tacoma, you know, there are a few things that you can do, a few avenues that you can pursue, a few solutions that maybe will make everything all better. First of all, you can order. Now, this is probably the second least favorable option, I think, in my opinion, because if you order, obviously you're not going to get that immediate gratification that we all want, right? We all want it now, but you're not going to get it if you order. I'll tell you my story. You know, I ordered my Tacoma back in, I guess it was 2019. Probably in September, October, somewhere, I don't remember, in that time range. And it was a 5-month lead time. I didn't get my Tacoma until March. I believe it was March of 2020. It was a long, grueling wait, I gotta say. Now, in all fairness, when I went in, the sales guy, or the inventory manager, he's actually the person I worked with, he told me that it could be that long, right? So it wasn't like it was a shocker to me, and in the end, it was still my decision. I mean, I could have said, forget about it, and maybe pursued one of these other avenues to find one. But back then, they weren't as scarce as they are today. You know, I could have picked something else probably off the lot that day if I wanted to, or just even kept the one that I currently had. I had a 2018 Tacoma TRD Sport. But obviously I went ahead and I did it. I waited the 5 months, almost to the day, to get my Tacoma. So you can do that. You can order one. The benefits of doing that, of course, are you can spec it out. You can get everything on it that you want or don't want, and don't have to pay for things that you may not want to have on the truck. Next up, a nationwide search. Recently, somebody on the channel asked me, you know, if I had any suggestions as to how to search the nation to find a truck, because Toyota doesn't really offer that option. I mean, you can't go onto their site and search the whole country, if you will, for the truck that you're looking for. You can search zip codes and it'll take you to different dealers and stuff like that, but didn't really see a way to search the nation. I had run into this myself in the past. So what I discovered, there's a couple of websites, and I'm sure there are more, but what I used was cars.com, and I believe it was Auto Trader, the other one. In there, you can put in what your search parameters are. You can... They didn't want to go. I had to honk. Green light, just sitting there. But anyway, you can put in the parameters that you want, you know, new dealers only, the model that you want, all that kind of stuff, and then do a search. And they will show all of the trucks, at least the dealerships that subscribe or advertise on those sites have available. Now, the one caveat there is be careful, because those sites are only as accurate as they are updated, if you will, because I've had a lot of reports. People have done just that and then called or contacted the dealerships and they were sold. So obviously, before you jump in your car and head off 8 hours, 10 hours, however long it is, make sure that the truck is there. And I would even work out the deal before you go. There's no reason that you can't work a deal out over the phone and get something in writing from them. You know, either a bill of sale or something that states that they're going to hold it for some period of time. Get them to commit that they're going to hold that truck until you get there. Because again, nothing would be worse, and I've heard of this happening, than hopping in your vehicle and driving a long distance to pick up your truck, what you think is going to be there, and it's not. So make sure, and I would push them, you know, hey, have you talked to the other sales guys? Are you sure? Maybe the sales manager. I would probably be dealing with the sales manager if I was doing this, not just a salesperson, because they ought to know what's available on the lot and what might be spoken for when you're trying to get yours. Next up, of course, there is the used market. There's nothing wrong with the used market, but I gotta say, pricing on Tacomas right now, because of the scarcity of them, is pretty darn high. You're gonna pay almost as much for a used Toyota Tacoma as you would a new one. And that just doesn't sit right with me, you know? It's not like it's some kind of unique, really special vehicle or anything. Why would I want to pay almost as much, and even in some cases I've heard more, for a Tacoma? I wouldn't do it, you know? But if you're jonesing and you gotta have one, maybe you're willing to do that, and it certainly is an option. You know, I would look for something with low miles, something that maybe has a Carfax report or whatever that states if anything's happened to it. Be wary though, those aren't always accurate. I mean, if something did happen and it wasn't reported anywhere, it's obviously not gonna show up. And there's a decent sized used market out there. You know, one that I like to use is CarMax. You know, CarMax will ship in your vehicle. If you pick one and it's across the country somewhere, they will ship it into you. It's not free most times. They do it for free if it's close. But generally, you're going to have to pay anywhere from $300 to, I've seen it as high as $1,500 to have it brought in. But if you can't jump in your car and drive for 20 hours to get it, it might be worth it to you. There is a cost to doing that as well. Fourth, you could wait for supply to go up. You know, I think, again, we want immediate satisfaction, immediate gratification. I am very guilty of that. You know, when I want something, I want it yesterday. You know, so I'm not willing to wait. But if you are, you can wait till the supply goes up. You know, these shortage problems are not going to last forever. As soon as the materials, for instance, the semiconductors and the petrochemicals, as soon as those supplies increase, you will see the supply of Tacomas increase as well. Again, you have to have patience, obviously, if you're going to do that. And if the vehicle you're driving is on its last leg, you may not be able to wait. I don't know. This, number 5, is the least desirable option, but nonetheless, it is an option. And that is to switch brands. You know, I hate to say that, but if you just can't wait, for example, your truck is on its last leg, or maybe you need it for work purposes, you know, if it's how you earn your living, you can't really wait. You got to have it, right? You could go with a different brand. Of course, you've got your Fords and your Chevys and your Nissans, and my favorite, the Jeep Gladiator. And I got to tell you, if I was in that predicament and I couldn't get my Toyota Tacoma, I would be looking at the Jeep Gladiator. I think it's an awesome truck. I love mine, but I realize they're not for everybody. So anyway, there's just a few options you have, I guess, due to the current Toyota Tacoma shortage. If you're in the market, you're looking for a truck, there's just a few things that you can do. Leave a comment, let me know. I'd be curious, due to the current shortage, have you made other decisions, maybe gone with a used, paid more money, or maybe even switched to a different brand? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I have 2 additional channels. The first is RobMotive JT, all about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator. And the second is RobMotive Civic, all about my experiences with the Honda Civic Type R and the Honda Civic Sport Hatchback. Check them out. If you're interested, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on your way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.